Hello there, fine people. I hope you are all doing well. All two of you. The pair. A pair of pairs. Oh, and I need to turn that off. God, I always forget about that. Okay, so, got the turn back from the Dadman. We'll go ahead and take a look at that in just a moment then. And I need to go ahead and hide that. I do have a terrible tendency sometimes to actually forget to take off the screen midger. And I forget about it. But not this time. So here we do have a save. Hey, doing there, silly chickens? Good to have you, my friend. Okay, so, quick rundown of what we're doing. I don't think he's coming to attack the marshals. If he does attack the marshals, then good. I don't think it will happen. If it does happen, then good, but I don't think it can. He's 18 hexes away from Roynamar. He'd have to really go full speed to pull off really anything, and even then, even if he moved his, let's say, a surface combat fleet, task force I should say, full speed towards Roynamar, 10 hexes, it would be in daytime, and then we'd be striking at it. So, I don't know. I don't think he will head to the marshals. I've decided to go ahead, well, we decided to go ahead and have Kiribatai head towards Truck. The reason being that the Marianas is actually fairly exposed. Did want to send the Kiribatai south, but it's hard to justify it when we have like quite a large gap in the Marianas. We know we know where carriers are, which certainly helps us. There's at least 2, maybe 3, maybe more in the Central Pacific. So I figured it would probably be for the best to make sure we cover the Marianas. We positioned 60 zeros at Tulagi and about 30 odd G3M2, so we do have a fair amount of actual strike capacity out there. How you doing there, Mex4? Good to have you guys. And Pino. How you doing there, Vulcan? Good to have you, my man. Hope you're all doing well. Yes. We have strengthened the Marshall Islands as well, so we do have additional zeros there. I don't think he'll come in. If he does come in, then okay, that's fine. We have things set up to resist. But I don't think he will. If he does come in to attack the Marshalls, okay. I just don't see it happening. I think he went to 18 hexes to avoid any potential torpedo attack. I'm not entirely sure really what he's going to be looking to do. Good, so we did manage to get our forces over here to Luganville. Ideally, there's no troops there. There shouldn't be any troops there, but I really do want every single one of these actual bases. Just every one of them with a port I really do want ASAP. We will take every one of those dot bases as well, but I do have clear targets in the ones with the bases. Okay, so through the night phase, into the day. Oh, that's unfortunate. So there is... okay. Now that's actually interesting because they should, in theory, be within range of Rabal. So we'll likely use... we'll likely lose a DD, but if they can get the men ashore, that's fine, as long as they can take that. That's actually rather interesting, so he's expected some sort of movement down here. Very interesting. So Natususio, she's likely buggered. She's not set to Absolute or anything of that nature. It'd be interesting though, because they are within range of the G3s at Tulagi, so the best case scenario would be that we have the G3s actually strike out this far. That'd be interesting. I did wonder why we were seeing them pick up on things in the night phase, so that makes sense there. It would be ideal if she could actually drop some torpedoes there. It'd be fantastic, to be honest. I think she did drop the men, though. So, I think as long as we got them ashore, that's fine. So, torpedoes out. Sadly, no hits. As per usual. I would be very well, I'd be quite happy to see a G3 strike here today. We'll speed things up then. At least we'll land some shells. Okay, so heavy fires, heavy damage. Yeah, she's obviously not going to do well there. If that draws them towards Tulagi, we might be able to strike at them there. So they're here. They should be well within range there. Let's hope the G3 strike. That'd be fantastic if they did. They have moved to Tulagi. I'm really hoping that they do strike now. Yeah, they're spotting them. Come on, attack, please. Just do it. Okay, so he's actually moved in closer to the Marshall Islands. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Very interesting. I mean, if we can actually take the island... oh, come on. Mission cancelled? Well, that's... for the Sallies there. I really hope the G3 strike. I mean, they're on 20%. I know they were transferred last turn, well, the last turn previous to this. But there's still 30 of them. Surely some can actually reach out there. All we need is just a couple. Just a couple torpedoes and that'd be fantastic news. Oh, we are going to be attacking over here, by the way. Okay, so he has some flak available. That's fine. It looks like that flak suddenly come online. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. We are down at 3k here. We were doing 3k beforehand and didn't have any issues. So it looks like his AA's potentially recovered somewhat. Or we might have been unlucky there. But we'll see. We are going to be attacking them. They should, yeah, 57 there. They should really suffer this day. It looked like the first strike was fairly unlucky there, actually. That's interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, that's quite interesting then for them to actually come back towards the Marshall Islands. I really didn't expect them to do that. Really didn't expect them to do that. Which is honestly fine. I'm actually pleasantly surprised, really. I wonder what range he's at. He's likely at 14, but we'll see, really. Continues to hit the runway there. Okay, a couple more Sallies coming in here. I moved them over there to Ichang, actually, the lilies. Okay. So I want you guys to cross your fingers that we get a G3M2 strike out by from Tulagi. It should. They're even closer. Yes! Yes, there is a god! And his name is G4M1. Come on, please, come on. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Just goddamn... No, for fuck's sake. Every fucking time. Ah, fuck. Every time. Well, hopefully something in the PM phase. Every fucking time, though. They have one job, and they just never, ever seem to hit for us. God damn it. It don't know, Lexington, okay. It hits interesting, though. Ooh, seen assets down there. I know, right? Every time. No, before, we've had them flying at 3k before. This is the first time we've actually seen them hit by AA. So it looks like they might have been repaired, they might have received new guns. But they're going to be attacked this day anyway. But if you look at the previous turns, we were flying 3k and we had no problems. So it seems like he might have received a new gun, or they might have received some supply, I don't know. But then the other ones went in relatively fine. Might have been just a lucky day for him there. But we'll be attacking here anyway. So, come on, PM phase, just attack. That's all I goddamn need. It's so annoying. There's 30 odd G3s at Tulagi. So irritating sometimes. His luck is just, it's sickening. I mean, taking out the Helena would have been a very nice exchange there. The annoying thing is as well, it announces that we have that torpedo capability even closer. But then those G4M1s flew from, I think they flew from Rakata, actually. Yeah, me too there, Mexi. No. That's a bloody shame. Okay, so we have our deliberate attack there. Yep. I considered making it a shock attack, but I thought, well, just go with deliberate and then we'll shock attack afterwards. Yeah, he's not in a great shape here. No, sir. So we can see that he does have a 49th A regiment there. Yeah, they're not going to be for a great time here. So we'll speed this up. It's annoying though. I swear to God, it's like if you're below at, like, I don't know, maybe double digits in terms of bomber numbers, you just tend to not get that luck. And they're not bad pilots either, that's what pisses me off. It would have been the perfect goddamn situation, because they have no air cover. God damn it. But we got the men to Luganville, so I'm fine with that. We'll take that. That's all that matters to me. He might actually move men in there, but that's fine. We do have the capability in the area to really smash a force like that. The G3s actually range out beyond Luganville, so we do have the range to actually cover that. We have these zeros to cover that, so that's fairly good. We are building up Talagi ASAP. So, yeah. Good. Okay, so this is excellent. So we can shock attack next then. So he hasn't been kicked out of the hex, which is actually rather interesting. Oh, so it looks like did the tanks just attack? Oh, that's very interesting. It looks like only the tanks attacked. Oh, wow, that's really interesting then. Okay, so all the troops were on combat mode, they moved into the hex, but it looks like they didn't join the attack. So I think we just had the tanks attack there. The tanks managed to cause 4,690 casualties. Well, next turn's a shock attack then, so yeah, definitely next turn, shock attack, and they will be... I would be surprised if any of them survive that. But yeah, they did a damn good job there. So 4 tanks destroyed, 31 disabled, 352 squads destroyed, 25 disabled, 23 destroyed, 7 disabled, 1 engineer destroyed, 2 disabled, 61 guns lost, 1 disabled. Yeah, so next turn, shock attack with full force then. I was hoping that they would actually attack with them, but it seems they didn't this turn. He can't escape anyway, so his men are pretty effed then, it seems. We are attacking here for the first time. It's probably going to take some time to like destroy this core, but it's not far. It'll be gone soon enough. Actually, no, that's going quicker than I thought there. It is clear terrain, actually, in fairness. Yeah, minus supply. So, just disabled. 792, but he's going to be quickly running out there. He's already on minus supply, so I imagine he'll have practically no supply next. This one's taking longer due to the terrain. So a very interesting day then. So I'm gonna bet that he moved his carriers within 14. I'm surprised though. I am like genuinely surprised that he moved in towards the marshals again. He's given us the opportunity to engage with him, and I'm really quite happy about that. Yeah, I mean, Kitabatai then is somewhat further north, about a dayish away. But that's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll see where he lays. So we typed over here at Tion again. Down to 0 fortifications there now. So 3 destroyed on our end, 4 disabled. Yeah, this is going to take a little while, but we do have additional forces moving up. These mountains are a bit of a pain, but this is fine. It's drawn on supply, and it keeps on knocking at his door. Moving the artillery down here, we're going to have the other 2, so the other division brought up over here to Mindanao, and then we'll be able to crack Gagayan. What I'm going to do then is actually quickly use the regiments in the area then to grab these bases here, so we'll be done with that, and the Philippines will be completely ours. We do have our shock attack over here with the Imperial Guard of 5th Division. Marching over here. Looks like 1 was destroyed. Maybe both of them destroyed there. Yeah, looks like both were destroyed perhaps. 100 casualties on our end. Oh yeah, there was not many of them left. Yeah, so that's 2 divisions destroyed there. Yeah, they had nothing left, did they? We're looking at 685 troops there-ish. This is a lot. A lot. Okay. I need them to surrender. They eventually will. 18. 163 there. They are suddenly excuse me. They are slowly being whittled away. I might change that to a shock attack. So he's gone for a bombardment attack. Wow, okay. Yeah, I mean, all these forces are utterly screwed, and that's a lot of artillery he loses there. It's a lot of artillery. I mean, in fairness, it's a bombardment attack, so we'll have a counter battery fire, so we'll inflict losses on him from the counter battery, which is good. Yeah. So we see the 12th Chinese Corps there is the only one really with any AV. Other than a construction regiment. Yeah, so once that's gone, that's going to be great. Hopefully we can force them to surrender. Yeah, so he had 451 casualties there, so 30 squads destroyed in addition, 15 disabled, so that didn't really go his way. So we're looking at around, yeah, there's, what? So it says there 10,834, so that's obviously involved in the attack. So there's only 304 AV, we have nearly 3,000 AV there. Wall shock attack, and I would imagine that they're going to be absolutely destroyed by that. I just can't see them coming out of that. Shock attacking over here. The Kwantong army leading the way. I didn't expect this one to go. Yeah, I expected... Ooh, that's interesting. It looks like good timing on that one. Oh, you son of a bitch. There is a unit marching down that way, but that is a massive pain in the ass there. That is just such a massive pain. Ah, so annoying. Yeah, we should be there shortly enough. That's really irritating because that does constrict our supplies. Fuck me, that's annoying. I believe there's a unit marching down into that hex anyway. That's just a massive pain in the ass. The retreat mechanic in this game is some of the most annoying things in the world. So irritating at times. Like, they've been shock attacked by 2 regiments, so it's like, come on. They have no supply, just give it up. Give it up. Well, that's annoying then. A couple of noises this turn. I really wanted the G4 to actually hit the Helena. That's really irritating that they didn't. But we'll see what he does there. It looks like he's actually a little bit... yeah, he's positioned differently to that when we last saw him, so that's interesting. Okay. As per usual, our torpedo attacks do not work because our pilots... I don't know. They're good pilots, but they just can never seem to land the hits when we want them to land the hits, which is all the time. And we did see something off by Australia, which is rather interesting, so we'll take a look at that. But yeah, he's given us a potential chance here to hit at his carriers, which I'm A-okay with. He seems to be keen to bring the battle. I'm keen to take that battle then. We shall see. I'm going to assume that he's moved probably within 14. I imagine to try and hit some of that, to try and take some of our bombers out. Yeah, I'll take a look. I mean, it was a G4, so... Let's see. It wasn't intended to be this squadron attacking, but let's see. So, naval torpedo. So, we've got 72s over here. 67, 65, 52. Yeah, we'll take a look at that DD shortly. Yeah, so we had these guys over here. I know this is like this, but obviously we're building that up. I mean, it's like 31 of them currently ready. Good pilots, you know? That's what's annoying. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, this is it. 6K is obviously optimal for the naval search aspect, but I mean, we can go lower. There's absolutely no reason why we can't. So we'll take a look at the DD. Yeah, so she's pretty much... her flotation's not bad, but she's kind of doomed. She's probably buggered. Sicarian, which is a shame to lose, but... yeah, that it is what it is, really, isn't it? At the end of the day, we've got the men here. Little rotating. She could try to... Well, I mean, if we take a look at this, then... In fairness, we might be able to make this work for us, perhaps. We do have surface combatants over here. We do have the ability to range out here with the zeros. We could potentially have a surface combat group move south here to potentially engage with zero cover. But we'll see. One thing that kind of unsettles me is the fact that we don't know where the other British carriers are. We do have some sort of advanced search, but it's not a great deal. So we'll think on that one. We'll think what our options are, but that DD is likely gone. So we see 2 ships out here. That's good. We can try and intercept them. Okay. That unit has no supply. Which unit we're talking about? Oh, that one. Oh, nobody cares if they have supply or not. They'll attack anyway without supplies. I really don't care if they have supplies or not. All they need to do is just take that base. That's all they need to do. Okay. Yep, our units arrived over here, so that's going to unload. Oh, forgot to turn that off. Right, so they can unload there. Our men are moving in towards Moresby, so 36 miles there to go. Likely so, likely so. It's annoying that we didn't get our shot there, but it is what it is. Is he at 14? Ooh, he's at 12. Ooh, very interesting actually today. Now we have our naval strike set to 11, so that's actually paid dividends here today. So he's moved in closer. So... Ah, okay. He might have all of his carriers over here, which is really interesting then. So Kitabatai, I mean, I generally didn't expect him to come in, but we have Kitabatai over here. Which positions us in a interesting manner then. So he's gone... interesting. So he has detection on the submarines in the immediate vicinity, but not all of them, so that's okay. I'm not too miffed. We can... yeah, well, this is it. He wants us to attack, and I'm not going to attack. I mean, this is it. He's moved within 12 there to try and trip that cap. Luckily, we had them on a reduced range. We'll see what he does. He's now in a position where he could come in here to bombard, but even then, if he's going at full speed, he'll make it to about here in the daytime and then be attacked. Interesting, we'll see. How you doing there, Just? We'll have to consider what we can do over here, but we do have options. At the end of the day, there's not really anything in the marshals beyond this over here. Nothing too much, nothing too much. Yeah, so, are they detected though? That's a good question. They're undetected still, which is a good thing. Excellent, eh? Okay, they're detected. Okay. Ah, okay. Interesting. We'll see what we can do about that. But as far as it goes, there's not much at the marshals that's worth... I mean, beyond the BBs over here, but at the end of the day, they're here so that if he does come in for a bombardment, which he can do at this point now, they're there to oppose it, so they're doing their job. We do have a cap over here, and we also do have a strike. Would we have a carrier battle? Let's say... so, okay, let's say that we took it of a time and moved them 8 over here. We'd want to be in a position to... well, actually, it depends, really. Yeah, if I can take a battle on this sort of turf, I'm quite happy about that. We do have more zeros over here than we did beforehand, which certainly helps out too. 115 here ready at the moment. So, looks like some of them have been taken out. Yeah, these are not ready right now. Okay. A little bit of damage there. Fatigue's not too bad. This group could be raised there. Aye. It's an interesting one, though. So, 3841. How many carriers do we reckon here, then? I think we're looking at least 3, 4 or 5, perhaps. What do you guys reckon? But in fairness, if he's brought his entire carrier group over here, then okay. That works for us. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to use this submarine over here just to set out a potential approach here. I always do anticipate him using his surface assets to bombard. I'm going to go with that in mind, really. So, if we took him doing that, then he would, if he was to follow the AI's approach, it's going to generally take him down this way. So, what we might want to do then is, let's say we move 8. So, Rongalap is 6. This is 7-ish range then. This is 6, okay. So if we move Kitabatai over here, they would be within range of striking at something over here. That puts us at 16. Assuming he moves his carriers into support, but I don't know if he would. We'll see. It's an interesting one, really. We've been really fortunate in the fact that we placed our G3 to strike at 11 hexes, so one less than where he is now. So he hasn't tripped the actual cap, but he has given away his position. So we'll see that. His dive bombers, I think he can strike out to about 6. In all honesty, I think I prefer to have his dive bombers for the most part. Bombs do seem to hit more often than torpedoes, but a torpedo is going to do more damage. So it is one of those, isn't it, really? So it's the SBD-2, isn't it? I'm going to take a look at the ship losses and aircraft losses shortly, by the way. I think it's 6. We can do 7 with torpedoes, I believe. He could go further on his range, but I don't... Right, so SBD-2... Is it SBD-2 or is it the 3? I forget which one it is. I think it's the SBD-3. It's either 2 or 3, but I'm going to go with 3. So they can do about 7 hexes normal range. Is it this one? I can't recall. It might be that one. SBD 2. That one's 6-7. So 6 or 7 is what we expect to happen there with bombs. But it's an interesting one, really. The good news is we can have these submarines move down this way. Or even have them moved into the carriers. The ones that are not detected, that is. Right, okay. 9 ships sighted out here is very interesting. Oh, we'll see, really. We'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, it tells us where his carriers aren't. So that's always a good thing. I will see how that goes. Very interesting. Unless you're right, Disney. Yeah. I may have that ship. It depends, really. She's likely doomed anyway. I could have her attempt to move around here, but at the end of the day, she's likely too slow to get away. Her flooding's not that bad. Yeah, we never seem to hit our torpedoes, and that's the most annoying thing in the world. I guess if we did, that'd be so good, but we never do. Oh, alas, alas. So all in all, interesting position then, really. Right, so we landed our troops over here. Everything went a-okay there. I'm pretty happy with that, then. How we're looking here? Yeah, fatigue's fine. So we'll go ahead and we'll attack here then. Take Mataram. Good. Another base taken then. Okay. We did see ships out here earlier. Oh, they finally arrived back home. Yes, excellent. Okay. Yes, range. I mean, this is it. They could go further and have a reduced bomb load, but I don't think it would do. There is like a cap, a range limit on carriers. I think it's 8. I'm not so sure. But yeah, I did not expect that, so... very interesting. Thought them all much of a destiny. Okay. Right, so these divisions then, we'll have them head down to Rangoon then. Do I march them or do I rail them? If I rail them, I might... So what I might do is potentially have a division positioned at Magway. It depends. In fairness, what I may go ahead and actually do then, because I was always considering potentially having these 2 divisions, and it depends really. Burma's a very interesting proposition, isn't it? Because we did destroy the 18th British Division. So that did reduce its actual amount of AV that might be available in the Indian theatre and the Burmese theatre. So that's the thing that goes in our favour. We destroyed practically the entirety of the Burma force, barring some odd remnants over here, which I'm going to have to deal with. That's likely going to retreat over here and probably take this base or some shit like that. So I could do again a unit over here. So I'm just considering, is it worth, is it something that we can actually potentially do to have Burma garrisoned by just the Thai forces? Do I want to retain 1 division? Do I want to retain 2 divisions? We'll see about that. So these divisions being freely... yeah, being able to be repositioned is really quite advantageous for them. We'll decide. So if I was to go ahead and garrison here, I'd probably go ahead and break up the divisions into regiments and have them garrisoned in 6 locations. Something of that nature. We'll have them moved via rail, because then I can have them moved out elsewhere than if I so wish to do so quite quickly. I was always thinking about 2 divisions in Burma, but it does depend really. But likely we'll probably have them kept in Burma. It probably is for the best. I could, I think I'd probably have them still split up into regiments, perhaps. Or, what I'd likely do is actually have the Thai forces really secure that vital rail section between Magway and Rangoon, just so we don't lose that connection there. Unfortunately, we can't build rails. I believe Evoken and others did create a mod where you can actually do that, so if Evoken wants to go ahead and shield that, then he can do. It sounds really cool, to be honest. I don't know any of the details, but it's pretty awesome that they managed it, in my opinion. Right, so all to that ops mode. One will remain here. Yeah, they can continue to rest. It just is what it is. As said though, Evoke did create a mod that allows you to build them, I believe. Right, okay. Yeah. Right, I could do again a unit over here, really. The tank regiment would really come in handy here, actually. That would be very nice. Well, actually, they're already in strategic mode, aren't they? Might as well move them there by strategic movement. And then they're there already, then. That would be useful. We should have the other tanks over here as well. Okay, that's good. Right. Okay. I'll have the armor rest them for the time being. Okay. So I'll keep the army here for now, as it does give us that support, but I'll likely have the army move down here to Rangoon, as there is more supply there. Okay. So we're at 4-4 at the moment, aren't we? Just working on the airfield over here at the moment then. Okay. Hang on, what's that 6? Oh, flag. Okay. We did set up cap this turn, actually, so it seems that they're not going for it. Okay. Attacked again here. I don't like how we're gaining more disabled, but it's annoying, really, due to it being mountains. But hey. Forces are on their way. I guess I underestimated how tough they would be here, but they'll eventually crack. Our forces making our way over here. Ooh, yeah, getting close there. I'm going to go ahead and have them set to combat mode just to make sure that we don't have any issues there. Okay. How much supply is in Kyenko since the one... Yeah, I know, it's a real massive pain in the ass, isn't it? So it's 1,500 supply here. The units are supplied, so that's okay. We still are able to draw supply, it's just obviously not going to be as effective. So there's that unit moving there. So that might be potentially here next turn. It is honestly the biggest pain in the world. It is the most annoying thing in this world that I can imagine right now. He's honestly pissing me off, but hey, what can we do? The retreat mechanic is exceptional. He'll be laughing his ass off about that, I bet. Aye. For damn sure. At the end of the day, he doesn't have the capability to just drive us out. We'll attack and we'll shock attack over here. For damn sure on that one. I'll check on their supply in a second, actually. Right, so ops. Follow. Yeah, but that unit's effed. It's going to take us... How many days is it going to take us? That's secondary road, so it's going to be 4 days. So what we'll do then is on the 3rd day, put them into combat mode and then cross there. Thanks for reminding me, though. They are pretty F, though. We do have that unit moving there. That unit will be there soon enough, so we'll have it. We'll have it. It's just a real gigantic pain in the ass that we have to faff around like this. Oh dear. So they're going to keep on attacking. So we dealt with this over here in the north, which is good. They're continuing to move on towards Kashgar. Good. Okay. So move in here, just try and prevent him crossing over here. We are a day out, so we'll be landed at Pakoi tomorrow. So we'll land here tomorrow then. Yeah, they're all set for Pakoi. That's good. Okie dokie. I need to get those LSDs moving out somewhere. Right, so they can continue to attack. How you doing there? Just good to have you. Are we positioned as of yet? So we've closed off this hex side. I'm just simply waiting on this hex side now. They'll be there tomorrow. Excellent. That's really good news then. So they'll be there tomorrow. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is order a deliberate attack then. Not shock. That, you know, I'm going to leave out there. So we'll go ahead and we'll order that attack. Does it have any artillery? It's got one mortar, so... Yeah. Right, so we'll attack tomorrow then. It is bad terrain. But they should be... I'm going to assume likely starter supply, so that's going to definitely help us. But we'll close off that hex side, then just keep on pounding through them. I've got to break these units over here and force them to surrender. This one over here as well will free up troops as well. So we'll have plenty more troops then to move elsewhere. Well, China is a dead man standing at this moment in time, really. I know that sounds kind of like crazy to say, but yeah, they really do not have much. Yeah, the divisions here have supply enough to attack. That's fine. Tanks are lacking some there, but that's okay. There is supply enough to conduct this attack. I mean, he's fought with little to no supply for a long time before. We can certainly manage it too. Alright, there we are. Yeah, Fatigos is still up there. I would like to recover that sometime. But this is going to be a nasty, nasty attack, in all honesty. I mean, goddamn, those tanks inflicted nearly 5,000 losses on him. Over 300 destroyed was quite a lot. Go ahead and check on this, by the way. Nearly 21,000 VP. So aircraft losses here today. Topsy, Sonoya, Sally, G4, Jake, B5, and a Hudson. We always get the loving end of the ops losses, don't we? So ship sunk, no ship sunk. We'll likely lose that DD. But it served its purpose. Not a great trade, but served its purpose. I could do again some parachuters down that way, really. No, still looking at the USSR. I hope you enjoy that. I hope it keeps you up at night. At the end of the day, I'm willing to give it a go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and the campaign ends, and then we start a new campaign and learn the lessons that we have learned, apply the lessons we have learned, and have a new game. Try something else. Can the tank unit that, yeah, they'll likely be able to attack. I can't see why they wouldn't. Yeah, it's pretty low, actually. 13, 14, 12, 3, 7, 3. They're fine. Oh, yeah, chunking is going to be pretty nasty. But this is it. We're going to have all the forces in the area converge on chunking. That's going to be the ultimate thing there. Now, I was looking at these actual troops over here last night, actually. I do want to have them march out, but I'm just going to give them that time to recover while they can. They are in combat mode to help build up a Chang. I'm just building the fortifications here at the moment. I don't know if it's worthwhile. I could probably put them into rest mode and be okay. But yeah, we'll see. We'll have them march over here. But I think what I'm going to do is actually have these troops march over here, kick their ass, move on here towards Changte, and then we'll begin marching down this way to link up. At which point we'll have Changsha surrounded, which is great. Try and starve Changsha then. Okay, but we are making progress. Certainly making that progress, which is a good thing indeed. So in China, yeah, I mean, that's just a huge pain in the ass. Keep saying it, it definitely is. Do we see any differences? Not really. No, just that's complete BS. It is BS, that. Okay. Ah, interesting. So we do have detection down here on the I-9, which is very interesting then. So that indicates that there's either a patrol boat flying in the area, or something has a float plane. So that indicates that something is in this area. It could also be signal intelligence, maybe? 2 out of 2, maybe it's signal intelligence, actually. Or a float plane. Something of that nature. But this is very interesting. We'll have to figure out what we can do there. He's very good at predicting our movements, isn't he? Okay. They must have only just recently arrived as well. Or they... Oh, very likely he may have had them actually deployed nearby, set to a reaction, and then they moved in. Interesting. But if we take a look then, let's see. So from Tulagi... Yeah, so this is 14 beyond Tulagi. So you can see that this is 14 hexes over here. So these guys are within range at 11, which is kind of why I was a little annoyed that we didn't get that strike. Considering that they do have more than enough range to do that. Ah, well. We do have our service combatants over here, which we can make great use of. I will see. We do have the APDs over here being loaded up. I would like to go ahead and have them take these islands, but we'll see how we want to deal with this. Nah, just don't be so defeatist. It could be bad, it could be good, who knows. And in fairness, we have had the boon of China being effectively handed to us. That gives us some opportunity. It might go wrong. It is what it is. I'm willing to try it. I mean, this is it. It isn't the best move. But that's fine. I think it's worthwhile giving it a go. I don't see there being many games where we might have the opportunities that we do have in this game. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. It's very much likely to not work, but I'm willing to give that a try. If we fail, I'm happy to accept the loss of the campaign. We'll start a new campaign, and we'll try crazy things in that campaign. We'll see about that, really. On May 1st, we are going to have a bunch of new toys coming into play, which I'm looking forward to here, actually. Honestly, there's not too much for us to do, then. We'll go ahead and attack over here. That one's a definite. That supplies moving down here. Okay. What do we have on signal? Ooh, an ahistorical scenario or like a mod. That could be interesting. Maybe. Maybe so. Maybe so. That wouldn't be a bad idea, really, would it? It'd be good timing. We can definitely check that out. Yes, we're going to have Key 45, so I think it is the Knicks coming online on the 1st of May, which is going to be great. Can't wait to get those bad boys. Let's go ahead and check then. Check US. Okay, that's increasing, that's good to see. R&D. I imagine it's probably not ticked up on much. 47% there, that's going to keep on ticking by. Yeah, so at the end of the year we'll have the A6M8, so early 1943 we'll have those. That's going to make a considerable difference. Just waiting simply to be able to produce it. Still the 1.6. I think. Oh well. Yeah, so in fairness, there's really not that much for us to do. Everything's really just ticking on by. Just need to figure out what we're going to do in regards to options out here. What's that distance? That's 9 here. We do have that AA on the way. I decided to have this AA go south as well. Extra AA going south here as well. I'm looking forward to. Once we actually have some decent AA assets at Rabal, especially radar, most especially radar, I will feel more comfortable there. I still feel like he may very well have his bombers in India, but it's hard to say. Really hard to say on that matter. I may have to go ahead and move some assets out of this space to try and free it up, but we are going to be enlarging the space shortly enough. I'm currently working on the port and airfield. I decided to go for both at the same time. Maybe not as efficient, but we will have more coming, and I don't want to waste too much time. But in fairness, the port is secondary in this. I don't know. I'll keep on with the port. I can conduct those strikes, but I do want to increase the size of the port, so I will go for both in this circumstance. We also do have the regiments moving in over here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is have one regiment deployed over here to Thousand Ship Bay, another regiment deployed over here to Lunga. The reason why I'm going to deploy those is so I can actually go ahead and begin to just build these up a little bit. They do have those engineers. Yes, we definitely do have radar. We do have that radar. I know one that Japan army is so strong that the base scenario acts. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, that's the second scenario or something like that, isn't it? That's cool. A full French division in China. That's cool. Yeah, I think I would do like an alternate history scenario then. I think it would take a long time, really, to get used to that, to like see all the new assets and really get a feel for that. But we can consider that. Okay, so then loading our supply over here. We're going to be building these irons up shortly enough as well. Oh yeah, bad radar is better than no radar. Radar's still radar at the end of the day. Yeah, looking at you, Italy. Okay. I could go, yeah, go ahead. I think I'll go ahead and build these up. Yeah, I'll take a look out there, see which one's actually going to be the best. Yeah, I didn't anticipate, well, I didn't really want them to bring that additional supply, but they are bringing it. Yeah, sure, go ahead if you'd like to do that. Okay, so we do have our assets being unloaded over here. Well, they're being currently loaded. It's an interesting one, really. It's an interesting one. Does he have any information out here? I don't think he does, which is interesting. We'll see what he does here. Oh, yeah, I took a look at some of them, actually. Has been a while ago. How you doing there, Honoris? Good to have you, my friend. Okay. A kingpin? What's a kingpin? I've never heard that one before. That sounds phenomenal, actually. What's a kingpin? Oh, that's, well, either way. We do have a 4th Air Division. Oh, in fairness, actually, maybe the Air Division... Well, actually, no. Well, the Air Division was landing in that last turn, so they're now here, and they're currently being unloaded. Maybe we didn't have torpedoes... but even then, I think they could still strike without torpedoes. But maybe they don't. Maybe that's why. Maybe it would have been prudent to have had them set bombs. But hey, bad timing. We'll see. Right, so we're at 96 here then. We are still unloading. Unloading our engineers over here as well. Yeah. So these 5 fellows do have a pretty important job here to do. Yep. Focus Pacific. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. Okay. Right, okay, so... He's actually... I think he's roundabout positioned almost exactly as he was. Oh wow, Iron Man Japan versus Iron Man Allies. That's incredible. Which one is it that you play, Evoke? And I know you play one of those. Which one do you recommend? I would have really have liked to have got that AA out here. Focus Pacific, okay. Oh, I see. You might have to tell me about that. I'd appreciate it if you message me at some point and just let me know what you did about it. And just generally how the bot feels to play. Right, so take a look at his potential options here. So let's say a movement of 9. A complete blow of the game. Wow. Oh, yes, yeah. That's kind of incredible. I don't know. We'll see here. We'll see. He's going to have a likely larger cap, which is an interesting one. He may remain in the area longer. I do have... My consideration is potentially maybe we set the G3s to a range at which we could strike at his actual, if a bombardment comes in. I do feel like a bombardment would be likely. He's closer than he was before, so a bombardment is more likely than it was before. But it's not... I think it was around about here last time, wasn't he? It was kind of around about this position, wasn't it? Oh, wow. No fighter could catch it. Bloody hell. That sounds absolutely insane. Jesus, that's early. That's unbelievable. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as far as we go, we do have the PBs over here. PB here. The AMCs have moved back in here to tend the minefield, but other than that, well, minesweepers have moved back in there. We actually don't have any mines. Yeah, it's just simply a case of waiting now to see what he does. I'm quite happy that he's come back, in all honesty. And let's take a look at the series events then. So he had two separate carrier forces. They've now recombined. They recombined over this way. They've moved back over here. And he wanted to try and run another cap trap. I imagine with even more fighters. He does have another task force over here at 9 ships, which is actually really quite interesting. 9. I think we're well positioned for the most part. I'm glad that we're on the northern end here. I did consider potentially going south, but I'm quite glad that we are positioned over here. It does mean that if he so wishes to move on towards the Marianas, we are able to intercept there. I would be interested to see... it depends, really. We can move in such a way as to possibly lend support to the Marshall Islands, but I'm not entirely sure if they even need support. I think really what we have to do is just... Yeah, I think we act with the Kitabatai independently. The Marshall Islands can look after itself, and it's attacking the Marshall Islands okay. I think what we do is we essentially run with the Kitabatai as an independent force. And really look towards the Marshalls as being able to just handle itself for the most part. Not entirely, not perfectly, but it can certainly put up some sort of fight. Yeah, the one that left awake. It says there's 9 ships in here, which is interesting. I'm just considering moving at the moment towards this sort of area. That could be potentially something to do there. I don't anticipate him bringing his carriers in, but if he does, that's going to be intriguing. I don't know, it's going to be a very, very interesting one here. Very interesting. I'm very glad that the Fuso and Yamashiro hasn't, as of yet, been detected. They really are going to provide us a lot of insurance there. Their job is, if he does come in here to bombard, that we do have something solid that can put a couple shells into him. That's their intended purpose here, really. Oh, that sounds a lot of fun there, just. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to think about this, so thank you very much for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. There's not too much that we have to do right now. It's simply going to be deciding what we wish to do here. I think I kind of favour moving towards the northern area. We do have a lot going for us, really. We have search in abundance in this area. Obviously, I'll activate these jakes on naval search again. But we do have that in abundance, which is good. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Marshall Islands can look after itself to a degree. Not perfectly, but it can certainly look after itself more so than other positions. Yeah, at the end of the day, there's nothing at the Marshalls I'm not afraid to lose. I think with the PBs, it would be a shame if they were to be lost, but if they go down fighting, then okay. We do have Cap over here, we do have escort capabilities, so they can fight. That's fine by me. What I'm looking towards doing then is actually having the Kitabatai moved into a advantageous position and an aggressive position, really. I think this, if he does come in, this could be the day that we actually do have that carrier engagement, and I think it would probably be a... it would be as far as we could get on our terms as possible, really. Because then we could even set it up, and it depends, really. But I think it would be in our favour to some... or at least it would level the playing field here a little bit. Very interesting. But if we take a look here then, so that's at least one carrier. That's another carrier there, perhaps. There, at least once. There's at least 3 carriers here. I think it'd go well. I think this is as far as we can get in our favour as possible, really. And this has always been the opportunity I've been looking for. I'm really happy it's given us. I think what I'd probably do then is position ourselves over here. I might look towards having the coral reef as some sort of physical barrier. That gives us some protection, but we'll see. Yeah. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Aye, maybe he does. I think we'll still come out potentially well there. I don't think he's got a way... If he comes in, there's not really a... Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I mean, this is the thing. He doesn't know where Kitabatai is right now, which works to our advantage. Which is fine. We're not that close that we'd run the risk of being drawn unintentionally into combat with the carriers like reacting. That could happen once they near each other, but we do have more control over it. Part of me thinks he might head this way. I'm not entirely sure. He may be simply trying to test our defenses, but the fact that he's here is fine by me. I'm happy that we get that shot. Yeah, so I'd love to hear what you guys speculate on what the situation's going to turn out like. Knowing generally how things go, he probably will back off, but he's moved in closer than before. He knows that there is resistance over here at the Marsh Islands, so yeah, he's actually chose to come in, which is interesting. I love the fact that he's aggressive. I do love that. We'll see what happens next, so thank you for watching, arigato gozaimasu, and I shall see you guys in the future. Goodbye for now. Have a beautiful evening or day or whatever the hell it is on your side of the planet. Goodbye.